Hey, everybody. Good morning. How are you today? This is Alison Solar, kitchen and bath designer and educator, founder of Solar Designs, a kitchen and bath design studio, I guess, whatever you want to call it, and the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, where I continue to bring continuing education to kitchen and bath designers and interior designers looking to get more education. So I'm hoping that I'm live in all my channels. I don't really know, but this is what we do. Okay. I go live. So, and maybe you're going to see this. Not everybody's going to be watching this live, and that's okay. So I wanted to just talk about a couple of things today. I want to talk about specifically the kitchen and bathroom intake design process, the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, and the upcoming webinars that I have going on. So I just want to say that as a founder of the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, I have no sponsors. It is all just me. Looking for sponsors, looking for people who want to be participating and continue educating for kitchen and bath designers. So if you're out there and you want to do some education, give me a shout. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was the design process. Now, to me, the way that I've learned my design process, I've learned it through working for the kitchen and bath department in Home Depot, and from the kitchen and bath design. I was a designer at the Expo Design Center, and also working for a high-end custom kitchen company. The intake process is very important. I want to just reiterate that as a designer, sometimes with kitchen and bathroom design, the lines get blurred between who is an interior designer and who is more of a contractor. And I think when you're an interior designer and you are involved with other rooms, you aren't really focusing on the kitchen design process the same way that kitchen and bath professionals do, only because the mindset is different. When you're a designer, you're thinking of, I'm going in and I'm going to design, I'm going to create, I'm going to make it beautiful. When you're a contractor or a kitchen and bath designer, sometimes you can get held up on the fact of the technicalities of the space and more focused on the cabinetry and just wanting to do the cabinetry. And also, we know as kitchen and bath designers that part of cabinetry involves construction. So we're usually construction oriented, knowing that construction is a really big part of kitchen and bath design. It's not so much picking out things as much as it is construction. Okay. So when you are a kitchen and bath design specialist, it's important not to go into the space for your client and present yourself like a contractor. Don't say, like, oh, I measure for free. Don't measure for free. Any what person that gets you involved in their project for free is going to take as much for free as they can from you. So always put a fee on measure. It's a measure fee, okay? And you could give those measurements to the client. You don't really care because they paid you to measure. You got a check to measure. And if those clients want the measurements, give it to them. Because anytime you give them their measurements, whoever they go to, because they're going to shop, whoever they go to, they're going to take those measurements and say, oh, I have my measurements already. I had so and so measure. But you know, and I know that the kitchen company or the interior designer is going to say, that's all well and good, but I need to go in and take my own measurements. I'm not taking responsibility for what this other person measured. So they're going to go in and have to remeasure anyway. So if you want to give the measure fee of $200, then $250 to measure, $150 to measure, go in and measure, and then leave. If you want to do a design, what I do, this is how I do it. And I explain this to designers that I work with, and I've gotten really good feedback from it. A lot of people say, wow, this really clarifies my process. I don't feel pressured. I'm able to concentrate and do what I need to do. So the design process is you go, first of all, you get a retainer. Okay. You are a designer, whether you're a kitchen showroom, a contractor, or a interior designer. You are a designer. You are doing work. If we allow the clients to get away with taking things for free, they're always going to take. And when you start off for free, you haven't set the precedent that, oh, if you want to work with me, you have to pay me. Oh, if you want my ideas, you have to pay me. I don't work for free. Okay. I work for money. I need to run my computer program. I need backup. I need software protection. I need an email marketing campaign program. I need a accounting program. I need accountants. I need a secretary to organize, whatever. You have expenses. It's not just you. And sometimes we say, like, oh, I do everything. Well, then you get paid for doing everything. Don't sit there and do computer work if you're not getting paid by somebody. Okay. You need to make money. That's the bottom line. When you start off the precedence of a financial exchange, there's a level of responsibility, there's a level of commitment that's all subconscious, and you're getting the client to say, you're worth me paying. Okay. And like I said, I always give them something. So, how I do it, and I'm an interior designer, I specialize in kitchens and bathrooms. I never really went to school for interior design. Very soon in my career, I switched to kitchen and bath. I just fell into kitchen and bath design. So, the design process is it's where you start. Now you say, oh, you worked at Home Depot. Like, oh, you worked there. No, they trained us. We had sales companies coming in to train us. We had product knowledge classes. So back in the 90s, I got a lot of education. And Expo, being part of a huge corporation, had procedures that you had to follow. So that's what I've found it helpful, and that's what I teach, that's what I practice, and that's what I know works, because people have said to me, Alison, oh my God, I can't believe this. So first of all, when you're starting out, you do not do anything without paperwork. Okay, whether it's a one-page design summary, whatever it is, if that person's giving you a check or giving you any kind of money, you have to say, listen, here's what I'm going to do. Here, my retainer, my fee, my measure, my whatever is $200. Well, first of all, if you go in for $250, all you should be doing is measuring. Okay, in my opinion, $200, $250, it takes an hour. It's very technical. You need to take those measurements and put it into the computer. It's a $250 project. Okay, so go in and measure. You want to sit there and take a client intake and really start to talk about your project. That's another $250. Add $500 to your initial call out to your client. So you say, listen, for me to get started on a project, this is how I work. Don't go into their house and start designing. Okay. I've had designers go, oh, and then I sit there and I try and come up with an idea. No, don't try and come up with an idea. This is what you do. You go, yes, you want to hire me for design? Well, this is how I work. I have a $750 retainer. And for that, I'll come in and I'll measure, and you can have those dimensions. That's fine. And then I do a client intake process. And then what I do is I take my client intake process and I'll email it to them for that list of the client checklist. Say, I need this information in order to start your project. Okay. So you're giving them homework, you're emailing them this list of questions, and maybe they're going to answer it. Maybe they're not going to answer it, but they're going to get that list ahead of time, and they're going to review the list. So already they've given you a check for $750. You're made an appointment to come and measure. They know they're going to get the measurements when they're done, because measurements are nothing. Okay. Because everybody, like I said, is going to confirm the measurements. Okay. If someone handed me measurements to Solara Designs, and I'd be like, yeah, that's nice. That's great. But I need to go measure. Solara Designs is going to be responsible for the measurements. So I need to go measure. Okay. These are great. Whatever. You're $250. You got what you got started. But for me, so keep in mind those measurements really mean nothing. So you say, okay, so right away they send you a check. They're going to get their measurements. And number two, the next step of my client intake process of our initial meeting is to go through my questionnaire and interview the client. Okay, so we're going to interview the client based on those questions. The reason we have those questions is because we are establishing the type of house, home, apartment, the location of the bathroom, kitchen, what the plumbing situation is, what the electric situation is, what the floor below, above, everything about the construction area is what you're gathering. And you are saying, okay, this is all the information I need, so you never have to go back to that house again. And you take all your pictures, you take a gazillion pictures. I say take a picture under the sink to get the plumbing, see where your main is. Take a picture of the electric panel. Why do we take a picture of the electric panel? Because every appliance that the customer wants needs to be on its own circuit. And if you go to a client's house and their electric panel is stuffed and has no blank areas to add circuits to, you may need to have an upgraded electrical panel. And you tell your client, well, I looked at the electric panel. Why are you looking at the electric panel? Because we're doing a new kitchen and electricity lines and the kitchen appliances go together. Why am I asking you if you have a finished basement or an unfinished basement? Because having access to plumbing underneath is a construction issue. So there's a method to our madness. And we are storage solution providers, okay? We're finding out the client's pain points. What do you like about your kitchen? And then you ask them, what do you not like about your kitchen? And then you'll have a whole list of all of their pain points. And you've ended the intake on their pain points. So now they're remembering all the things they hate. Okay. And you're going to say, I'm going to solve your problems. So you've measured, take your picture of your electric panel, you've surveyed the area, you've located north, because sunlight is very important into our space and for cabinetry. It can bleach it, right? So locating north is always a very important factor to design. And then we're going to do the client intake, okay? And if the client says, what are your ideas? I say, well, step 2 of my intake process is I'm going to go now, and based on everything we discussed and all of the measurements I took and all of the 25,000 pictures I've taken, I'm going to go back to my office and I'm going to put this in the computer and I'm going to come up with a couple of ideas for you. And then the next step is you're going to come into my office. You're going to come to me. Okay. So if you don't have a showroom and you're working in an office, if you're sitting behind your desk and they're sitting in front of you like a regular desk, you are in the power play. Okay. Now you're in control. Always be in control. All right. That's why we don't start off for free. If you start off for free, you're never in control. Okay. I don't care if all you ask is for $50. You make sure you get paid. Okay. I'm sick and tired of hearing people that say, I didn't make any money and so and so asked me. And blah, 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 blah. Get paid, people. Don't be afraid to ask for the money. If someone won't shell out $75 for you to come to their house and do something, they don't. Who comes to your house for free? Okay? Nobody. I call in the plumber. The minute he walks in the door, it's $150. The minute the appliance company comes in, it's $250. So please, people, pay for your consultation. So you do your consultation. You sit there. You ask you. It could take 2 hours. I'm easily at my client's house for 2 hours. I prefer the husband and the wife to be there, and I'll accommodate their schedule. Okay. I'll accommodate. But so you now have all your questions. You took all your pictures. The next step is we go back to my showroom and I'm going to make a follow-up appointment with you. And whether you go back to their house and present your project there, or they come to you in the showroom or area that you've rented from your tile place or something, everybody has an area usually that you can meet this if you know people. So you meet with them, and maybe you meet in the showroom because you have your own showroom and you have all your door samples. But when you meet them, they come to you the second time. Okay, you left them. They have no idea what you're going to come up with. They're anticipating, what's going to happen? I can't wait. Don't go with the homeowners and go, well, let me see. I've got this. We could do this. Let me see. Bah, 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 bah. No, to do a kitchen design, you need to think. You need to think. You need to put it into scale. And you need your freaking calculator. Kitchen design is all about calculation. You need your calculator. Anybody who does a kitchen without their calculator is going to make a mistake, because we're adding and subtracting measurements. We have 96 inches. How many items fit into 96 inches? See, you do design without a calculator. So you tell the client, come to me. So then you say, well, based on now you have your initial meeting, maybe you had 1 or 2. I can do my sketches by hand. What I do is I put something in very preliminary in 2020, and I'll put in some basics so that I can actually pull the 3D drawing. Okay, so now all my perspective lines are correct, and I'll do it in hidden lines, and I'll just click out that in an 8x10. I sold kitchens on 8x10 copy paper for 30 years. Okay. They don't care what size the paper is. They care what their design is going to look like. And then when you have a design program, you could put it on the computer and they can walk around the room. You could, but on paper, 8x10, black and white. Don't do a rendering. Don't come up with great ideas. Don't do a full presentation. You're giving them their initial design. And you say to them after their initial design, listen, I want to, I looked at your plan, and based on what you said, I came up with this plan. And this is preliminary, just to get an idea of what it's going to look like, because they don't have any clue. They can't see their new kitchen 3D. They can't see the floor plan. They can't understand. They can't understand it unless they're looking at something. So it's like someone trying to tell you the problem over the phone. Well, I got a problem with my staircase, and they try to explain it to you. Over your head. You got to do it very sketchy in the beginning. And there's nothing wrong with that, because what's going to happen is they're going to take the one design and they're going to take the other design, if you came up with 2 designs or the one design, and they're going to look at it and go, oh, where's my pots and pans going? Where are my knives going? Where's that big pot I told you I need to store? Where's my Nespresso coffee maker going to be going? So they're going to start questioning now that you've got that technical floor plan. That's when the real work begins. So you don't wow them when they come to the showroom with these gorgeous color renderings. Don't waste your time. It's going to change. Some might love the layout, but they might go, you know what? I decided I want to go with a bigger range. I decided I want to add a refrigerator drawer. I decided I need blah, blah, blah. So then you might change things a little bit here and there. And in kitchen design, if you change one, you change everything. Okay. You have 1 little inch here is 1 inch. It messes everything up, right? Very, very technical. Kitchen design, bathroom design is the most technical of the interior design. Okay, you cannot make a mistake on a built-in when it gets custom built in and it's going to get delivered. Okay, you can't do that unless you're like super rich and you want to go broke, because kitchens, you make a lot of money in kitchens and you lose a lot of money in kitchens. Wrong hood could end up costing you 10 grand out of your profit. So always technical. So then they see and they go yes, and maybe they look at the door styles and they might change their mind. They might come up with another idea. I didn't see this, and while you were away I saw that. And then the conversation goes, okay? Then you start working on it more. And what you do after you've gotten that $750 retainer, $1,500 retainer, which goes to the purchase price of what you buy. Okay, it's non-refundable for the work I've done, but if you buy your cabinets from me, I'll credit that to your account. Okay, that's how you do it. They're getting a credit if they buy from you. If they don't buy from you, you went and measured, you did your intake, you spent 2 hours, you came back to your showroom, you spent another 3-4 hours figuring things out. At least you got $750 or $1,500. And you could say, well, gee, that's too bad I didn't get the project. But should you change your mind, I know that I can totally do what you need to do. And I have excellent customer service and blah, 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 blah. So it's a negotiation. Okay. So when they leave, you do not ever give them anything other than the measurements. You never give them the floor plan with the cabinets in there. You're not giving them anything technical. If they want to see their kitchen and they want to take a picture home, what you do is you do black and white photos only, black and white line drawings. Take a perspective, PDF, screenshot it, PDF off to them, whatever it is. Not one measurement do they get. They cannot take those drawings and give it to another company without the company trying to figure out what you put in there. Okay. And like I said, 10 designers, 10 different designs. And they will shop the cabinets. Okay. Know that. Know that they will shop around because everyone is worried about price. And what you have to say is, it's not about the price. It's about the service. And it's also a matter of the quality, what you get for what you pay for. In the kitchen business, the price is the price. There's a list price on product. There's a list price on items. So it's a matter of discounting from there and how much you got it for and what's my profit margin. And everybody's paying. And another thing I'll tell you is don't ever, ever, ever lower your price. If you show them the kitchen and they go, can you do better on the price? Always say no, because I give the best price. This is my price. Because the second you say, yeah, I could do better on that price, they're going to come in like a shark. Oh, you could do better on the price? Why didn't you do that price from the beginning? Now, all of a sudden you could do a better price? Are you really charging me full price, or are you trying to rip me off? Right? That's the consumer. So never lower your price. If they want to make it lower, you go, well, this is what we could do. Sure, I could make it lower for you. Not a problem. I have to take out that glass cabinet that you wanted because The glass cabinet, you start, what I do is I put in everything they want. I want glass uppers, I want shelves, I want rollouts, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Okay, fine. But now you're 20 grand over, I can't tell you how much it's going to be. You want all these things, three-piece crown, light rail, I want all finished edges with the door panel. It adds up. So you go, well, I can design it cheaper. But I have to take out, I don't have to compromise my floor plan, but I have to take out the glass cabinets, always big money, glass cabinets. What else is big money? Drawer boxes. A drawer box is much more expensive than a cabinet with a door and rollouts. Okay. So if you're in kitchen and bath design, you'll understand where the money comes, where the boxes are. Tall cabinets, like an oven cabinet, built-in cabinet, very expensive cabinet, big, deep, huge. You got to get it in the house. These are the things so you take out. I could take it out. Sure. You know what I'll do? Instead of making the doors applied on the end, I'm just going to do finished ends. Hundreds, thousands of dollars come out when you start doing that. And then let them decide, well, I really wanted that glass all around. And you'll say, well, that's adding up that glass, that's going to cost you X amount of dollars. Maybe only do glass there and not there. So we're working on the project. You see, the conversation keeps going. That kitchen goes back and forth and modified and fine-tuned and until the client decides. And when the client is this close to making a decision, then you give them the color rendering. Then you show them everything. But never, ever, 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 ever give your clients a technical drawing without getting 50% deposit, which is 20,000, 30,000, 10,000, 50,000, whatever you get, whatever the price of the cabinet is, however you work your business. The only way you release drawings with technical dimensions, with cabinetry in them, is when you got the deposit, not a retainer. Retainer is nothing. Okay. And nothing. A retainer gets whipped through a retainer 1, 2, 3 with your time. You drove your car. You have a car payment. You have insurance. You have gas. You have car maintenance. The minute you get in your car and go somewhere, you need to charge people. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk on as far as the initial design process. Don't get caught up in designing in the person. So I know it worked because I had a designer just tell me like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This process is unbelievable. I feel so much better. I'm so much more relieved. I feel so much more calmer because I'm not trying to figure something out in their house. I'm not giving things away for free. I got my higher retainer, so think about the things I say, because I've been in business for over 30 some odd years, and I've done, made mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes, and I don't want you to have your mistakes. So I teach these things in the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. I have a course called the Kitchen and Bath Design Process, and it tells you step by step what you should do. Because a lot of designers go, well, how do I start a project? What do I do? And I say, well, first you do this, then you do that. Then you do this, then you do that. So my design process, my core courses take you from starting a project to working through the project to picking out the product, putting it all together, doing a lighting plan, electrical plan, picking out, understanding product, to actually signing the documents and getting that 50% deposit. Because when they're giving you the check and you're giving them their drawings, it's a packet. There's a ton of stuff they need to sign, that they're making an agreement with you to purchase $100,000 worth of cabinetry. Okay. So there's paperwork. The final process is a whole nother process. You got your intake process, yada, 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 working all the way. And then your final process. So all of that is in the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy for courses that are on demand. Okay, so you can take those core courses on demand, but what I find is a lot of people like when I teach them live. So I will be setting up a new live. There are 7 core courses, so I will be doing a new live with that. And you could do them a la carte if you want to pick out, maybe you only want to know about surfaces and appliances and oh my goodness, excuse me. That came up so suddenly. Um, but anyway, the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. There are no sponsors, so if you want to sponsor it, please sponsor it. Uh, be great because there's so much to do. So what I'm doing now is in the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, which is a monthly membership. So if you want to do those courses, you could do the courses and pay the fee. If you want to become a member of the academy, you get access to all the courses, which are included in all my downloads, and also my new upcoming monthly webinar series. They're not just a webinar, they're educational series. I am all about teaching the technical things about the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, Kitchen and Bath Design business. So maybe in your area, you might not have the resources that we have here in New York. I'm here in Long Island where I have fantastic resources. I'm close to Manhattan. I can go into the Kohler showroom anytime I want. It's 10 minutes from my house. So not everybody has access to all this kind of training. So I'm bringing this training to the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy on a monthly, every 4 weeks, every 3 weeks. And I'm going to come in and actually give more talking on subjects like this, more into just exclusively the Academy membership. And so with the Academy membership, the monthly webinars are included. But if you're not part of the membership, you can join a webinar for a nominal fee. Actually, I consider it, people say, oh, it's a fee. It's a donation at this point. I need to get paid for my work that I do, just like you need to work for your retainer that you go in to tell people. I give so much of my information out for free, but I'm trying to get people to use me to pay me. I don't have a homeowner paying me anymore. I have designers paying me, companies paying me for my knowledge to educate. Okay, I'm doing education now because it's so important. There's so much misinformation out there and lack of education, and that's why I do what I do. So the next upcoming webinar is I'm really excited about is from Sub-Zero Wolf, and we're going to talk about the Wolf built-in oven series. They have a bunch of built-in ovens, but I really want to focus on each one, but more of the technical details of it, not just, oh, isn't it pretty? And this is this series and that's that series. Let's get into the nitty gritty. What kind of electric lines do we need? How do you install them? Do they need plumbing? If it's a steam oven, how does it work? A really, really technical class that I'm going to have with the sales rep, the Northeast sales rep here in New York, Tommy Ann Narso, and the chef, Phil, who is exclusive to Sub-Zero Wolf showroom here in Roslyn, New York. He's a cook. So, and then I've got something planned in the next month for, I'm so excited about this one, the shower systems. Okay. Look at the shower. It's so beautiful. I remember everybody was like, I want to have body sprays. I want to have that. I want to have this one or that. How do I put it together? Do I, and if I give it to the plumber and go, here, this is what I want, I'm not in control of that, right? I don't understand that. I don't like other people to be in control of my stuff. If I'm overseeing and I'm designing, I really need to know the technicals. I'm that kind of person where I do my research. I got to know. To know is to do, right? To know is to do. So I got to know how to actually pipe the shower. How does it work? Right? On, off, volume control, diverter, thermostatic. It's confusing. So I'm having Lena Lawrence, who is the plumbing specialist. She's a sales a representative, been in for years in the plumbing industry, and she doesn't just represent one product. She's actually a designer and will help you design your shower system. So we're going to talk about all of these shower systems. I mean, the different shower heads and all these other kooky things that are coming out. We have gallons per minute that are changing. Faucets are going from 2.5 to 1.7. I mean, there's a lot of technical things going on in the plumbing. And then I've got my new product coming out from Caesar Stone that Caesar Stone Cosentino. Yeah, there's Caesar Stone or Decked On. There's a new product coming out that I'm really excited to talk about. And, again, the technical end of it, not just look at these pretty pictures, look how it's put together. I really, really want to know the details. That's me. And if that's me, there's got to be somebody else out there that thinks the same thing. Can't just be me, right? I mean, I am special, right? Because I don't just get gout, I get pseudo gout. I just don't get diverticulitis. I need surgery. I need perforation. I need IV antibiotics. I don't do anything just small. Okay, people? Okay, people, I don't do it small. Do it big, big. So that's what's happening. So really, the kitchen and bath design process, so important, your initial consultation. So it's the groundwork. It's the foundation of where you start. So if you want to know more about that design process and the intake and all that stuff like that, go on AlisonSolar.com and follow the links to the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy and sign up for the kitchen and bath design process, or sign up for something like that. And there's my webinars that I've given in the past. There's PDF downloads for for you to refer to, and it's really, really valuable information that will change your career. Will really change it. So keep an eye out for and join the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. For what am I charging? $59 a month. I mean, it's minimal. If you add up the money you spend on going out for dinner, it's one meal, okay? For education, webinars, me, one-on-one, Q&A sessions, and these are, I'm really, really, really excited about the webinars. But so join the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, and you get the webinars are included. It's a good deal. Otherwise, they're $25. And even there, I think $25 is a really good deal too. I mean, like I said, it's an it's a donation at this point to say, hey, Alison, you've got great information and I support you. So please support me. Sign up for one of my webinars and sign up for the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. And keep an eye out for Wednesday's exclusive private webinar available to members and non-members for a fee. So looking forward to that. Anyway, that's what I got to say for starting off the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy week. It's Monday, everybody. It's we've all got lots of stuff going on. We need to just get the outside world out of our head right now and focus on us and focus on our business. And we got to focus on our well-being, because we'll all drive ourselves crazy otherwise. So anyhow, have a great day. Check out the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. If you're having any problems with the website or have any questions, I'm always available I'm always available. Send me a DM, send me an email, send me a text, whatever. I'm around. I love to ask questions, and I really enjoy helping. It means so much to me when someone tells me, oh my God, it made such a huge difference in my business with one little thing that I told them. So anyway, Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, go, 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 go. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.